What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share the video. Hit the join button and become a member. Why? Well, members get exclusive content. Hit the bell icon on my channel so that you will receive a notification every time that I drop a video, and you can go and check the video out. Like the video and leave a comment. If you support me, support your content, and support my channel, support the movement, the Go Up movement. Let's get into it. Well, before I get into it, let me give a shout out to Milk and thank him for doing a reaction video to the video that I made, trying to bring me a little recognition, I suppose. Shout out to the little bro, to the little homie Milk. Appreciate you, bro. We were in the cell together at the time that incident happened there in the Los Angeles County Jail. So we've been in the trenches together, and anyone that I've been in the trenches with, I always support. Also, I too still have to give a shout out to Dubs and thank Dubs for all the help that he's given me with my channel, all the thumbnails that he was making, all the advice that he's given me, and the recognition that he's given me, put me on his thumbnails and etc. from day one. Really, I wouldn't be where I'm at without him, because he really gave me a boost from the start. And so thank you to Dubs. Appreciate you, brother. Let's get into it. This is a series, part one of a series of female officers who were viciously attacked in prison. The viewers may find it hard to reconcile how human beings that are incarcerated can attack female officers, when I've said in prior videos that if you come to prison for a vicious attack against a woman, you too will be attacked. If you come to prison for a freakish attack against a woman, freaky as in, a sexual assault of some sort, or SA of some sort, you will be violently, viciously removed, and they will try to unalive you. So how can people who are incarcerated then attack females and get away with it? And I believe, and it's just my opinion, that it's because the woman is a police. Sometimes the CO women in there, they overcompensate because they are women and they are around so many men, so much masculinity. The CO men, they want to have sex with them. Every inmate in there wants to have sex with them. They are under a lot of pressure. And sometimes to show that they're tough and not to be messed with, they play tough.
Listen, yo, you wildin'. She a female. What? That's OD. That's OD.
Getting on men, and these are still men and grown men with violent tendencies. And the fact that she is in opposition, when we get into it or have strife or acrimony with the administration, with the police, then the CO women are included in that because they are a part of that system. And so sometimes it's just justified by the people there that once you say, well, it was a female, but it was a police and she was up there tripping. Okay, well, that's what happens. That's what everybody's going to say. However, again, if you come in there for an assault against a woman, the story is going to be different. How do you reconcile the two? You figure it out. It gets deeper than that, but I don't want to spend too much time on that subject. I'm going to bring you a story about a woman who was held hostage, a female officer who was held hostage in Arizona prison for 15 days at gunpoint by two inmates or two human beings who were incarcerated. And she made it out alive. I'm going to bring you in part two a story also involving the shower in Salinas Valley, where a female woman was viciously attacked. And here in part one this story takes us to High Desert State Prison on B Yard in 2001. I was on B Yard in 2000. In 1999, I got there in November 1999, and I left in 2000 after, as I explained before, going to the hole for being caught with that stuff.
What stuff? What stuff are you talking about?
Oh man, the stuff. Do you have the stuff? You know what I'm saying? The stuff, bro.
Oh, that stuff.
And so in 2001, I was now on C Yard in High Desert, not on B Yard where this incident transpired. But I was in High Desert, and I still suffered consequences over this incident, even though it happened on another yard, because the police were so angry. And the whole institution felt the after effects, the fallout over this assault. And there on B Yard in 2001, a CO woman by the name of Karen Forbes, 43 years old, worked there. And they were on a modified lockdown there on B Yard in High Desert at this juncture. A modified lockdown, sometimes you can still get your canteen, but they'll bring your canteen commissary, soups, chips, your soap and deodorant. You order it and they bring it to your cell. Modified lockdown, you can't go out to the yard for the most part, but you can still go to shower without being in handcuffs. If it's just a full lockdown, you'll be handcuffed coming to the shower and escorted. They take you to the shower, you put your hands behind your back, push them outside the shower gate, and they handcuff you, and you shower, they cuff you back up and take you to your cell. On level 4 at 180 yards, they have the showers with bars on there, where when you go into the shower, the police tell you, lock the cage, lock the bars. And if you don't want to lock the bars, they won't let you shower. So you have to lock yourself in, and then they are the only ones there in the control tower that can let you out, or the police can come and let you out with their key. But you cannot let yourself out. That's on the level 4 at 180. But on level 3s and level 2s and level 4 270s, the showers are set up different, at least at this time, where you can just let yourself in the shower. They had a little smaller door, and you let yourself in the shower and let yourself out. They could not lock you inside of the shower. Now, during a modified lockdown, they will shower sometimes according to your group, depending on what the lockdown is for. You know, say the Bloods and the Crips got into it. So at shower time, they're going to let the Bloods out. They know all the cells that the Bloods are in. They're going to let 2 blood cells out at a time to shower all the Bloods, and then they're going to let the Crips out to shower. Therefore, you guys don't cross ways, and attack each other. Again, during a lockdown, you're already on lockdown for this attack against one another, so they want to separate you. But there in High Desert, they were known for deliberately, just like in Corcoran, crossing hairs and letting oppositions out to shower together during a modified lockdown, where you guys can continue to go at each other and continue this war that you were having while the police kicked back and watched. But so since that was the case, and this was well known there in High Desert, during the modified lockdown at shower time, people would come out with their boots on and be prepared just in case the police hit the opposition cell and try to send them at you. And oftentimes, if not all of the time, your cellie would shower and you would watch his back while he was in the shower. Because again, you can't lock yourself in the shower here on the level 4 270. So anyone had access to get in the shower while you were in there, naked and couldn't really defend yourself, all wet, soaked up, showered up, and attack you. So your cellie would sometimes stand guard, or he'd come out during the modified lockdown, and that was really his yard time. The time for him to run around, pick up soups from his homies, drop off kites, pass weapons, just run around the day room for a while. Oftentimes the police let you do this, understand that you've been locked down for a few days, and let you get this energy out of you. And let you run around the day room if you're not going to shower, and your cellie's in there until your cellie's done with the shower. Then you tell y'all, okay, y'all lock it up. I'll let y'all out to run around for a while. Now y'all lock it up. They don't trip. But here in High Desert, apparently this CO woman had a propensity for going a little overboard. Even in minute situations. There in every prison, pretty much, they have an out of bounds sign on the bottom tier, maybe 5 feet away from each cell door, saying, and it's red, saying for you not to go to the cell door. Now, most police don't trip if you go past the out of bounds sign and go pick up some suits from your home. You got to go to the cell door to pick this up. Only really at day room time they say, you know, if you go out of bounds, counsel the whole day room, make these sort of threats or whatever. But any other time, you can run in somebody's cell, unless it's a gun-ho police that's just really tripping. And there were 2 dudes, or at least one of them, was from Dago. And he was a quiet dude there in High Desert. He had double life already, nothing to lose. And they let them out for showers during this modified lockdown one day. And when they come out for shower, one of them go inside the shower, and in fact, Dago Selly goes inside the shower, and Dago does not. He goes and runs around to a few cells. When he goes to the cell, the CO woman, Miss Foles, she yells at him and says, "Get from behind the out of bounds line. Matter of fact, go lock it up. Matter of fact, just go lock it up." Now, again, this is his first chance to run around in days. He's trying to pick up some soups, whatever he's trying to do. He ain't ready to go lock it up. He just got outside of the cell. And most COs will not trip and tell you to go lock it up in this sort of situation. They really let you out to go run around for a little while your cellie is in the shower. But again, some COs, they overcompensate, not justifying or excusing what ended up happening. I'm just explaining what goes on inside of prison. She's yelling at him to lock it up. He has double life. He's not paying her any mind. He doesn't even acknowledge her. He continues doing what he's doing. I'm sure this aggravates her. The fact that he doesn't acknowledge her as if she doesn't even exist. So she begins to flash her flashlight at him and say, "Hey, I said lock it up." She gets louder. And she starts walking briskly towards him. You can hear the keys jingling. She has a CO partner there by the name of Hardcore. He's on the other side of the building passing out mail. Now everybody has come to the door because she's making a big deal out of this. She's yelling, flashing the light, and now everyone can hit her keys heading towards the dude from Dago. So now people are coming to the door like, "What is she tripping on, man? What's going on over there?" And when they come to the doors, they see her now running, essentially, towards the dude from Dago, telling him, "I said lock it up. You just gonna ignore me?" Or whatever it is that she was precisely saying. Something along those lines. She gets to him, and she then puts her hands on his shoulder. She grabs him and basically tries to turn him around and said, "I said lock it up." But now, it's really dangerous to put your hands on anyone in prison, man or woman. It's dangerous for a human being that's locked up to do it to another human being, and it's certainly dangerous for a CO to do it. It's really a green light. And evidenced by the fact that he turned around and pummeled her. He hit her twice. Boom, boom, very hard. And she was out before she even hit the ground. But as she was falling to the ground, he continued to pummel upon her. And then she hit the ground hard. And when she hit the ground, he continued to pummel upon her. Finally, Hardcore, her partner, realizing what was going on, hearing the commotion. I'm sure that he heard her telling him to lock it up and heard her running towards him like everybody else had. But he had just continued to pass out the mail and do his business. Hearing now the loud commotion and her screams, when she was coming to a little bit on the ground before she was going back out, he ran over there. He took out his nightstick. He was a little small dude, but he had a little size. He took out his nightstick and had his nightstick right here. And he went and hit Dago. He ran over there to his credit to help save his partner, and he hit Dago in the back of the head with the nightstick. Boom! And by now, Dago Selly has gotten dressed. He see what's going on. He done dried himself off, put his clothes on, and ran up out the shower to help his Selly. Because now Hardcore then came over there and hit his Selly upside the head with the nightstick, because his Selly is over there pummeling upon the female officer on the ground. He's not letting up. And so when he hits Dago with the stick, Dago Selly runs out and he starts fighting with Hardcore, the other officer. Hardcore dropped his stick, and Dago Selly picked up the stick. And now they're at a standoff. They're somewhat swinging at each other and so forth. But now Dago, he's relentless, and he runs back with dubious intentions to the female officer on the ground and continues to pummel upon her without mercy. And her partner, Hardcore, cannot get to her now because Dago Selly has him at a standoff and occupied. But the alarm has went off. A call to all COs to respond. Something is going down. The female officer is in a gun tower. There is a female officer at this time in the gun tower. Most COs would have already let off the Mini 14, but instead she's confused and in a panic attack. She doesn't know what to do. She has a phone in her hand calling for help and has the gun in the other hand. But she hasn't shot one time. She's running back and forth around the tower, confused, in a daze, in shock. And when the officers respond to the alarm, it just so happens that the first officer that ran in during the response was a female officer. Unfortunate for her. And when she ran in and saw what was going on, she started spraying mace. And Dago Selly attacked her, hit her a couple times, boom, boom, and she fell to the ground, but she got back up. And when she got back up, she was dazed and wobbly. Meanwhile, this entire time, Dago continues to pummel upon the woman on the floor, the female officer, this entire time. Finally, the female officer in the tower shoots off the gun, but she only lets loose the block gun. She really had all rights to let go of the Mini 14. She would have been justified in unaliving both of them guys. Nothing would have happened to her. In fact, she probably would have got a gold medal if she had unalived both of them, because now they have a nightstick and the other one is over there pommeling upon the female officer, and it doesn't look good for her because he has not let up. Finally, other officers flood the building. They rush in and they see what is going on, and they become dismayed and shocked and enraged. They go down to the floor along with his Sally, and they eventually surround the female officer with their backs to her. They form a circle, perhaps not knowing if another attack is imminent, and just really protecting her. And a lot of the officers are emotional. They have tears coming down their faces as they are forming this circle, protecting their fallen comrade, because the scene is grisly and gruesome. She's down there on the ground and she's unresponsive. She's not moving, and naturally there is blood everywhere. The medics rush in and they're helping her. They cut off her jumpsuit and they're forming chest compressions, etc. The big dogs come in with the stripes, the lieutenants, the captains. They eventually make it over there when they hear about what happened, and they're giving orders. telling the COs, go over here, do this, do that. They also naturally are a bit in shock. They tell the COs to cover up the cell door windows for all of the incarcerated people in there. They don't want anyone else to see what's going on any longer outside of the cells with the CO woman and with the CO dude hardcore who's also down now, and the other female officer who's down too. But really, Karen Forbes is the one that's down there essentially in the coma because she had been pummeled upon for minutes upon minutes upon minutes without mercy. I mean, a cold-blooded, vicious attack. Apparently, he lost it for a minute. He lost it for a while, had double life already, and just really did not care and wanted to send a message and get his point across, and he did just that. And so she's laying down there in a coma, and they're wondering if she's going to survive because the scene, again, is grisly and not conducive to survival. And they rush her to the hospital. And when she gets to the hospital, she's in the fight of her life. And she had multiple skull fractures. And she was in a coma for some time. And eventually she came out of the coma. And she survived the attack. You guys can check out the story. You can look it up. This happened in 2001. She was in a coma for a while. They didn't think that she was going to make it, really. But somehow she did make it. Fortunately for her and her family. She survived the attack. But she was in a coma for some time. They thought perhaps she would be a vegetable. But I don't believe that she was a vegetable or any of that. She survived the attack. But clearly, she was never the same or would never be the same. Had some sort of brain damage. And, soul damage. Has to live with this incident for the rest of her life. I'm sure having nightmares and etc. after such a violent, vicious attack upon her person and upon her life. But she did run over there to the dude and put her hands on him. And all hell broke loose. And she was attacked viciously and sent in a coma to the hospital. And then all hell broke loose after that in High Desert. We went on lockdown even on my yard. The police hit our cells over there on C Yard because they were upset about what happened over there. But really, they didn't want to poke us or provoke us, so they didn't go too hard on us. But they did try to send a little message about what had transpired over there on B Yard, that they were not happy about it. Understood. It's just how it goes in prison. They understand. They unalive inmates. They beat inmates. And sometimes the inmates return fire. Sometimes it is a female officer involved because she's the one that's provoking the situation. Sometimes. Again, not to justify it, just to explain it. There's a difference between an explanation and an excuse. And I'm just explaining why these things happen in there. Not saying that I condone an attack against a female. In part 2, I'm going to bring you an incident that happened also during shower time with a female officer in Salinas Valley. And she just, I'll let you decide whether or not she provoked this situation. But the female and human being incarcerated, I don't like referring to us as inmates. I say us because I am still one of them and they are one of me. And we are incarcerated people, but we are human beings who made a mistake, but we're not convicts and inmates and all of this stuff. We're just human beings who are incarcerated. And the dynamic between the human being that is incarcerated and the female officer is a fascinating one, because I'm going to bring you stories where female officers have fallen in love, helped inmates or human beings try to escape, helped human beings escape out of prison. Female officers who became pregnant by incarcerated people. And then in these situations, female officers who were viciously attacked. The dynamic is an astounding one. And I'll try to connect the dots for you as I take you inside the story. Stay free, people!